How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Hang on,
Good, good.
you there, so I don't look at myself.
It's all good, dude. How's everything?
Doing okay.
How are the girls doing?
Up and down. Yeah, they have their days, and some of them don't. And Sid's adjusting well to my oldest is adjusting well to online in school, and then
Yeah, yeah.
my youngest one had one of her classmates caught COVID, so she was home for a
Oh,
couple of weeks.
goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, everything's fine. She tested all negative, so
That's
for a
good.
couple of days she was all worried, but everything was fine. So.
Were they doing 50-50, or what was the case with school prior to that COVID case?
No, she was there every day.
Oh, every day. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And
So every
what?
day, yeah.
And then with that closure, did they have to like
They,
quarantine specific staff members, and specific teachers were all out as well too?
they basically quarantined our whole class. So essentially, they do so that way they're not singling out the individual that had it. So they quarantine everybody. They don't tell anybody who had it.
Even though you all know who had it.
Oh no, I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah, no, because they say, oh, somebody had it, and they send you a letter saying somebody had it. You need to stay home, and come back on this day.
Wow. Parenting 2020, right?
Yeah, so it makes sense because that way it eliminates any chance of bullying or making fun of and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, especially younger.
What grade is your youngest in?
Grade 8. So not so bad.
Dude,
still there.
In grade 8, it's bullying is perfectly fine, man. That's where you grow.
Yeah.
That's where you get used to it, right?
Yeah, for guys, I think it has a different perspective. I think for girls, it's totally different, man.
I guess. Well, again, man, welcome to my podcast, dude. I know this is kind of a new experience for you, so I don't know if you've seen any of my podcasts that I've been doing recently, or if you've kind of catched on some of my posts that I've been doing.
I just showed my daughter a couple of them, so
okay, cool.
I will start watching it a little bit more. I'm assuming they're gonna watch this. So
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. I'll try to do my best with the edit for you, man.
Okay, fantastic.
So yeah, welcome to the podcast, man. I've been doing this on my spare time, my free time, and it's just been fun to do because it's 2020. I know we've been doing a lot of Zoom calls. I know this is probably your first that you've set up yourself, so congratulations to you, man. But what we kind of miss, and what I miss specifically, is I miss really like connecting and catching up with people that you don't normally talk to quite often, but that are always around and that you've had a relationship with.
Yeah.
So for someone like you, I worked with you. I think I started with you specifically literally 8 years ago, and you took a massive flyer on me. You did one of those bet on me, and I don't know if you remember how you got me hired, but I remember the entire situation. Do you remember that?
It was Concord, probably.
We were at Concord.
Yeah.
And I believe somehow, some way, you got in, but then Nadeem was on his way out.
Yeah, I think Nadeem was the AM, and he was going to look after another store.
He was going to Mississauga.
Yeah. So. And then I had to fill some roles, so he said that he recommended you, so I took his word for it, and we're all better for it.
So do you remember the situation around me at that time?
You know what?
8 years ago, man.
Yeah, 8 years ago, it blends. I do remember. The one thing I do remember is you used to get up at like 5 a.m. all the time.
Yeah.
And you were jacked, so.
I still used to do that, man. The 5 in the mornings are great times, but we can talk about that too. But
there's not much to talk about on my end. I know what I'm doing.
The background story to that was so that year I think I partially tore my Achilles.
Your back, yes, that's what I remember. Yeah.
And I would always come in sandals. And I never worked with you. You were just kind of going by Nadeem's suggestion, his recommendation of me being a good guy and that I would do the role okay. So I would walk in with sandals like once a week. I didn't work. You hired me, but I didn't work. And I was like, I feel so guilty, man, because I just physically cannot work. Yeah. But you're a new manager and I wanted to impress you. Like I wanted to put on a good face, like show you my work ethic, show you everything that I could do. And then I just couldn't show up to work for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So you took a massive flyer on me, man. Thank you. You took a massive flyer on me. And here we are 8 years later. And here we are 8 years later, man.
Yeah. And you're doing the same thing I do now. Hopefully you take flyers on other people.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to introduce you to my listeners. Introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be, anything specific, but just give some of the listeners, a background about yourself and some of the things that you're interested in, some of the things that you do. Just update the listeners as to who you are.
Okay, my name's Damon Draper. I work for National Sports. I'm 47 years old.
Okay.
My background in sports has been I played baseball and hockey up until pretty much I'm still playing hockey. I retired from baseball officially probably about 10 years ago, but I coach still at a high level, and every once in a while I still get to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I do that now. Nowadays, it's about my family and my kids. I'm a dance dad. Uh, just when I first started, I was like, dance dad, but now it's actually kind of fun. So,
Is there a TV show called Dance Dads, or is it only Dance Moms?
no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only dance moms. Dance dads, I don't think you put on TV. So,
No, that would need to be on TV. That would be prime time. Prime
yeah.
time on Fox.
And we got a new puppy now, so I'm
Nice,
looking
nice.
after him a lot. Not as much as my wife.
The new puppy was new as of a couple months ago, right? I remember
Yeah,
when I saw you at
June.
the office.
Yeah, June. So
Nice.
beginning of June. We've always it was something that we've always tried to do, and we tried to make the best of the lockdown, and we looked for a dog, and unfortunately everybody was looking for a dog, and we lucked out. We originally were looking it was almost like we put an order in, inquired about getting a puppy, and they said, "Oh no, they're all sold out." And my wife is very personable, so when she called and she was talking to the lady, she told her our story, and then I guess it stuck with her. So because
She sold her.
Yeah, somebody backed out, and the lady called us back, and 2 days later we had to wait a little bit, but we had a dog. So
nice, nice. What kind of dog you guys have?
it is a border collie poodle mix.
Border collie poodle mix. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the name you guys were debating? There's two names that you guys were debating.
Milo and Toby. So the kids
Milo and Toby.
The kids wanted Milo, and I wanted Toby. So I'll introduce you to Milo later.
Unfortunately, in your house, man, I think you're outnumbered.
Yeah, no, I'm outvoted every time. So he votes against me. So
yeah, I guess so. How old is he now?
He's come up about 9 months now.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
Still a little puppy. So not little, but he's a puppy.
He still has the like the puppy body, but like the big puppy dog, like puppy feet.
He'll probably I gave him a bone to sort of keep him busy, so he's not jumping, because this is about the time I usually take him for a walk. So
okay.
So we'll see. He might come jumping up, but if not, I'll maybe pop him up a little bit later.
That's all good, man. I'll try to be quick so you can take him for a walk. Worst thing that you want is him to take a leak around the house, So
oh no,
gotta do some business.
Yeah, no, only twice when he was a puppy. So, and once was my fault because I didn't read his cues. So,
what are the cues? Does he go to the door?
We've got him trained to ring a bell at the door.
Nice. And
if he doesn't, he sort of sits there and looks at us with the look like, "Come on, buddy, let's go." We know.
My sister has two little chihuahuas, and they have like a little Christmas bell hanging at the door. Yeah. With their tiny little paws, they just like flick it once in a while, and then all of a sudden they just go outside. It's pretty funny, man.
So if he's got time, he flicks the bell. If he's got lots of time, he sort of
just waits for you
at the window a little bit and then turns around. And if he really's got to go, he's scratched a little hole in my paint. So
nice.
So, we know.
Nice. Is he teething yet? Is he like biting anything around the house?
No, he doesn't bite anything. The only thing he's biting around the house is on my deck outside. He likes to chew on the wood. But he's sort of calmed down a little bit. We got him neutered, so he's starting to chill a little bit. So.
Nice. Did he have the cone on his head?
Oh yeah, that was painful. But,
did the girls take many Instagram pictures of that too? I'm sure they did. They probably did without telling you.
Not that cute. They only take the cute pictures.
Yeah, but the cute pictures are the one when they're like frowning with the cone on their head.
Oh yeah, I don't remember seeing that one. So they might have it in their 9,000 pictures that they've already taken of him, but
probably.
Yeah, they didn't put. He's got his own site too, so.
Is this your first dog for the family?
For the family, yes. I grew up with dogs. So.
Nice.
So I know, sort of.
The girls will enjoy it, man. The girls will definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really helped out with my older daughter. She's a little anxious sometimes, so he calms her down. So
yeah, I think your girls might be in the right age group to like, you know, be ready for a dog. Whereas I think if you got it maybe like 5 or 10 years ago, maybe it's a little bit too soon, but I think you'll
Yeah,
be good.
agreed. So we never really started talking about it until about 2 or 3 years ago. So
Good stuff, man.
yeah.
Good stuff. Baseball. Are you not playing
Yes.
baseball anymore, or like, are you coaching? What's happening this year? I know
Yeah.
it's kind of a write-off.
Well, you know what? We did not play. Didn't make it to. We had basically just started our indoor workouts,
Yeah,
which I didn't make any because I had hockey playoffs, and then we shut down. So didn't get to see any of the baseball guys at all.
yeah.
Throughout we did one Zoom call where it was more of a cheers and drinking a few pops and saying hi to everybody. But that's about it. We didn't see any of the guys throughout the summer, and I know some of them did some private workouts and stuff like that in the field, but
Yeah.
we couldn't because of the coach. We couldn't really do anything organized. So if we got caught, it would be very bad for us.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. My dad was always a coach at that time where he was like, you know what? I'm gonna bite the risk. I'm gonna go take the kids to the field. I'm gonna go have batting practice. I'm gonna throw balls and I'm gonna swing and hit. But when I was growing up, I was just like, yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
I never understood that my dad took a massive risk because if any one of us got hurt,
Yeah.
it was on us, basically.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly. So we were just we were switching organizations too. So we didn't want to do anything to damage the reputation of the organization we were just joining. So
Didn't want to ruffle any feathers.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see.
Cool. Baseball guy, dog dad now, dance dad. There's another reason why I got you on the podcast. I don't know how much I told you prior to getting you on here,
Yeah, no,
but
not a lot.
you more recently started working out over the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, that's probably about 3 years now. Now,
Okay.
mind you, lately it hasn't been much, actually, at all, because I don't. My house was not really set up to do a lot of things at home. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I joined. My wife had joined a gym for. She's been like 5, 6, 7 years, and she lost a lot of weight, and she kept trying to get me to go out to it, and I kept putting it off, and then I finally joined and went through about 2 weeks of hell when I first started, and then I started going. I started going 3 times a week, and then I got up to 5 times a week, probably within the first 6 weeks, and I was going 5 times a week pretty much ever since. So
Yeah.
till we cut down.
Nice. So again, how long were you guys like overall been working out, or how long did you start picking it up? Like 3 years ago, you said?
About 3 years ago, yeah, give or
Nice.
take a few
Nice.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, so the podcast that I'm doing is basically based around obviously health, fitness, recovery, nutrition, and some guests are going to hit on like certain aspects of that. Some guests are going to hit on all five.
Don't ask me about nutrition.
But some guests will hit on like two. And
Yeah.
I think what's important from your story specifically is I didn't see you for a long stretch of time. So we work in the same company. We just don't see each other very often. I can't remember where it was. Might have been a manager meeting somewhere. And it looked like someone took like one of those Dyson vacuums to the side of you and just like sucked half of you out, So
Yeah.
to set the table, I haven't seen Damon in a long time. It ended up coming to a point where we saw each other at a meeting and you had lost a lot of weight. And I was wondering, something obviously had to change. I kind of knew you as a smoke and coke guy when you were managing me.
Yeah.
You did that for like a year at least when I was there. So I remembered your lifestyle at that point, and something had to change for you to make that massive commitment to lose that much weight. So talk about it, man. I would love to hear about, like, I know those 2 weeks were grinding for you, but like, what was it really like? I know your wife tried to drag you out there, but like, what was that experience like?
Well, it was a couple stages. Like I was always when I was a kid, I was naturally I could eat whatever I want and no problem. I played a ton of sports, and that was my workout, was playing sports pretty much all year round. So
Yeah.
Eventually, there's a switch that turns off, and as you get older, and you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Things slow down a bit.
Yeah, things slow
Yeah.
down, your metabolism and all that sort of stuff. So I started getting a little bit bigger. Didn't make a lot of healthy choices, like you said. I was a smoking a Coke guy.
Regular
I
Coke too, man. Not even Diet Coke. You wouldn't mess with Diet
yeah,
Coke.
no, it was Coke, and I drank a lot of it. I could probably polish off a case in a day. It was bad. Hindsight being, what it is. I kept it from my family. Well, my wife knew, obviously, but I never did it around the house. One day, I'd sneak out. My wife's at work. I'd sneak out, tell the kids I'd go out, and then one day my daughter caught me.
Well, you had it
So,
in your car or something?
no, just out in the garage, in front of the
Oh,
garage.
okay, okay.
They can't really see, and I was counting on the fact they didn't really know. And then one day, my oldest daughter came out to ask me something, and she saw me. And the
Was Coke like banned from the house, or what was
no,
like
it wasn't the coke. It was the smoking.
the smoking?
Like,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, it was just the look on her face that got to me, and
Yeah.
then she wouldn't talk about it because she just that's what she did,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell they talked to both of us. She told her sister because they'd start talking about when they see the commercials, they'd start talking about it a bit and stuff like that. So I saw I was worried. So it was probably within the week I quit.
Yeah.
Cold turkey, boom, and I haven't had one since. That was a long, long time ago.
Wow.
And then the next step was, because of that, it was actually weird because most people, when they quit smoking, they put on weight, because they start
Looking for
eating
something
and
else to do.
compensating. When I quit, I stopped drinking Coke like crazy. So, I mean, I still had some, but I didn't have, 12 a day. So I actually lost weight. And then, still was, when I was younger, I was playing hockey 5 times a week and baseball, as you know, 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
So I started putting on weight like crazy after that. So I got to a point where I was 300 pounds, and my wife had been bugging me for a couple of years. And I said, okay, fine. You know what? I don't want to be 300 pounds. I want to get down. I don't want to be 300 pounds. So
Yeah.
my family, as incentive, myself as incentive, because I didn't want to be, I hated, going to a wedding and I couldn't do up I felt like I was choking when I did up my dress shirt. Right. So I had to buy, the final straw is I had to go buy, I think it was size 21 neck. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So 21 or 22, I can't remember because none of my dress shirts fit. So I said, okay, let's go. So she took me to it's like a boot camp. So it's just a class.
Is it Orange Theory, or what did you do, or F45?
It's
Or similar to one of those?
It's called the Royal Fit Boot Body Camp.
Okay.
It's similar to F45, but it was only half an hour. So
Okay.
I went. The classes were up to 20 people. So, and a lot of them were older. So I felt more at ease. I wasn't surrounded by a bunch of young kids trying to,
Get jacked and
yeah. And
yeah.
to be honest with you, there's not a lot of weights there. Like it was done with, just free weight, like a few dumbbells and things like that. And
A lot of balls, sleds,
yeah, slides, balls,
ropes,
stretch bands, ropes, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it.
like resistance bands.
Resistance bands. No, it's the. I have one downstairs in the basement. The handles that hook up to the bar.
Like a pull-up bar kind of deal, or
Yeah, it's
or
hooked
like
up
a
to
cable
pull-up
press
bar.
kind of.
Yeah, it's like a cable press where you can do lots of different things on it.
Oh
so,
yeah, like the
yeah.
GoFit thing that we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah. All those resistance bands and such.
yeah, so they have all that, and then they just run a class. So they do like cardio, and they work on certain areas. So I just did it. All I remember is the first time I came home, my body was shaking, and it said, "What the hell did you just do to me?" And I sat in the chair after working out, and I was shaking my hands, my legs, and I'm like, I can't do this every day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I said to myself, I gotta, because I don't want to be where I was at. So I went every other day for the first couple of weeks. And, every time I came home, I went in that chair and I called it my death chair. And my kids were amazing. Like they came and they got me my protein shake because my wife made me drink these awful ones to start. So,
Yeah.
so I drank them and that was the start. And eventually that went away. And, then I realized, okay, I liked it. It's sort of almost, it's like a drug. So I got addicted to it, and I was going at one point, I think I went, 17 days in a row.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
and because I just wanted to keep pushing myself. And, when I first started, it was about the number I wanted. I wanted to get down to 220,
So if you don't mind me asking, because I don't think you mentioned it, what was your highest number?
300.
It was 3 on the dot.
Yeah, it was 300.
Give or take.
So, yeah, give or take a pound or two, but it was basically 300. So
Yeah.
I told my wife, I said, I want to get down to like 220. And I thought that was a reasonable number.
Yeah.
But over time, I realized that it wasn't about the number. It was about, the body, right? And how you felt.
100%.
The biggest change I had is like I started in March and my buddy had a wedding towards the end of April and didn't think anything of it. That day it comes up and boom, boom, get dressed. I go to put on the 2 new dress shirts that I just bought a while ago because I knew this was coming up. And they were awful. Like it was like that big, like it was massively big on me. I have a picture of it. It's awful.
The neck was good though. The
Yeah,
neck was
it's a good
definitely
awful.
good.
Like, I couldn't believe like how much weight I actually lost and how much smaller I was. And I told her, I said, I can't wear this. So I think it was the first time in my life I went to and so I tried on some of my older dress
I was gonna
shirts.
say, yeah. Hopefully you saved
Like,
your old
this
stuff.
fits. So I was like, okay, so this is good. So,
Nice.
so that was the first time I realized how much I actually changed my body. So it was really good from there. And then I just got to be, I wanted to get stronger and stronger. So I kept pushing myself with the weights and that. And, it helped that my instructors were the young guys, you
Young
go there.
fit dudes.
Yeah, young fit dudes, and they push you. It was fun because a couple times they'd bring their buddies to work out, and I just remember the one time he was busting his buddy's chops because he was in my group, and he was like stopping and pausing. He's like, goes, you can't keep up with this old guy, and the young guy goes, the guy's an animal. I'm like, I kept working out with a big smile on my face. Like, come on, young pumpkin, let's go. So it was just fun, and that's what made it, me want to go a lot of times because they just pushed us that way.
Yeah.
So,
I think what happens out of those classes specifically is that there's that success story where something like that one sentence, that one simple sentence that a trainer can say about this guy working out beside, this other fit young kid, the fact that you can keep up with him or that the kid is trying to keep up with you just motivates you to push you so much further than you think.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really, really big plus that you get out of those camps and those classes.
Yeah, no, that's really fun. And the social aspect of it too.
Yeah.
Before, after, it was good.
Were the classes about 30 minutes, you said?
Yeah, 30 minutes. I think they've changed it now since they've started back, but it's gone up to 45. But I haven't had it. Like I said, I haven't done any of those because, with our work, I like to work out at certain times. And unfortunately, those ones are always full now because they can't do 20 class. They can't do 20 in a class. So,
yeah.
So it's been tough. So I'm hoping to take it back up in the new year and then go from there. So I've sort of maintained my weight. As my daughter says, though, I'm a little softer now. So I sort of like it because I can snuggle up a little bit more now. But
nice.
We'll see how it goes.
Cool. I kind of want to wind it back because you mentioned something at the very beginning of this was you were the guy that could always eat. And your metabolism and your sport would always kind of just keep you fueled. Like you were kind of taking it in, but you were also burning it. So like the net was maybe like a 0, but then obviously something had to like switch for you. At what point did you really realize that, all right, okay, so now I'm older, like something has changed? Like what was that moment where you said, you know what, I'm starting to put on the weight?
Yeah. Oh. After I got married and you realize, and you sit down and you actually start, and you have the kids and you start cooking for them, you realize, oh, you know what, I can't go out all the time because it just, one, economically it just costs a fortune. And two, you look at them like, I'm influencing these 2 kids, so I don't want to,
set any bad habits for them as well.
Bad habits. So like, one of the things I did is I did not let them have a drop of Coke up until I think is this year. I think it was the first time they've had it. So 13 and 15. So I realized I'm not going to be able to control what they drink outside anymore. So so let them try it and then go from there. But and then we try and eat healthy. I cook more now, so I actually cook at home. So I am not the epitome of health when it comes to, like, I still like my stuff when I cook, but I'll ration. That was one of the things I did notice a lot is I didn't feel like I had to eat as much as I used to. As I got smaller. I guess your stomach gets a little smaller and you can't fit as much in. So but I got fuller a lot quicker, and I drank a lot more water, just to pass off the time, and when you cook, you sort of see you get more, you're more apt to try stuff, right? Like I was eating stuff, and my wife will try and eat stuff, whereas when we first, she would actually try and hide it. Like I was a little kid too, so she'd chop up something and hide it in a sauce. So, but so now she tries it. She tells me, and I'll try it, and if I like it, I like it. And then there's certain things that I eat now that like I eat Indian food all the time now, which I never used to eat. And, so it's
Nice.
Yeah, so
Cool.
it's a little bit different now. When you cook a lot more for yourself, and spend the time more. And we work well together. Like today, sometimes I'll make the food, and then sometimes my wife will make the food. So we share that. So she has, I use the barbecue a lot. So
Nice.
I do a lot of different things out there, and then she'll do a lot of different things. She also works for Pampered Chef, so that helps out. She's always
okay.
All these different little cooking things, so which is nice. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
And then I'm gonna keep winding back, and I'm gonna kind of fast forward from that. So you mentioned that it wasn't about the weight and the actual number anymore. Do you remember what your numbers were? So I know it wasn't a factor for you anymore, but you got to 300. Like, how much weight did you end up losing when you're working at Aurora?
Yeah, when I lost about 40 pounds. So
Nice.
I got down to about 260, and you know what? I was happy. Like I had to buy a whole new wardrobe, which I wasn't happy about, but
don't worry, man. I think you can get a discount at our store.
It was good purchases, so so it was really fun, throwing away my fat clothes
Nice.
and putting away, and wearing a whole new wardrobe and stuff like that. So
40 pounds is good, man. That's a really good number. It's a really, really good number.
Yeah, and it was unfortunately, they lost my measurements because I switched. They had a computer issue, so I don't know what my original measurements were when I first started. So
okay,
I know I lost a little bit. I've been losing still a little bit now, but I have lost a ton. I went from pretty much basically a 44 now down to a 38.
Wow,
so
it's good.
And I went from wearing double extra large shirts to extra large.
A large? Nice.
Yeah, I could fit into a large. Depends on the.
I'm pretty sure you can get into a large, man.
Yeah, it depends if it's the loose or the
fitted.
The fitted ones. So
yeah.
Fitted ones, I still like to have things a little loose, but I can start seeing how guys. I used to, you see those big, huge guys, and they wear the tiny shirts all the time, and you're like, just showing it off. I used to, make comments about them all the time, and but now I sort of see it, how hard you work at it. And you should show it off a little bit. So.
Yeah, you definitely want to appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
listen, man, when I worked with you, what was it, in April in Richmond Hill? I saw you wearing some tight shirts there, man. Don't try to pull it off. I saw you pulling off some tight shirts over there.
Yeah, I know. They're a little bit more tighter now because I think it's like I said, I think it's a little soft. So the guys at Pickering, they're calling me Stitch because they're saying the stitches are getting a little tight.
Oh, okay. See.
We'll see how it goes.
And then you also mentioned when you finished working out, you'd get home and you had your death chair.
Yeah.
So how long were your workouts? So they were half hour, or like what was the plan?
Half hour, I guess it would be high intensity. And then it would be funny. Like I do the same thing. Like I with any of my sports, I never rushed home. Like I always tried to calm down. So I'd finish the workout, and then I'd sit there and finish drinking the rest of my water if I had any.
Yeah.
And then just dry off, and then I'd change and just talk for a couple of minutes, and then I'd leave, and then I'd come home, and I'd have usually my protein. I'd put my protein shake in the fridge at the gym, and then I'd drink it when I was coming home, and then I'd come home
and just completely veg out. You'd be dead, right?
After the first 2 weeks, I started right away doing stuff. So it was, the first 2 weeks it was just death when I got home, but my body adjusted and realized, okay, you know what, we're doing some good things, and I got used to it and stopped shaking and stuff like that. So I was able I'd come home. I tried to time it so like if I'd come home and then I'd eat right away. Like I'd have dinner.
You have food ready for you.
And on the nights when I'd come home and work out at night, and then when I'd be working during that night, I'd come home and have some eggs and stuff like that, and then carry on with my day.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Can you talk about like some of the workout structure that they would do? So it was a half hour, definitely high intensity because there's no other way you can
Mm,
shed that kind of weight unless you're doing a
yeah.
really high intense workout. But can you talk about like what that structure of workout was? If you remember, was it like a 10-minute kind of like cardio start with 10 minutes of strength training? Like what did it look
Yeah,
like?
they did like a little warm up, so jumping jacks, high knees, things like that. Then every workout was different, so they never really had the same workout. Sometimes they would do weights. They'd have dumbbells, and you do curls and things like that,
Yeah.
and press and or not dumbbell, yeah, dumbbell presses and things like that. Um, Other days it would be bands. You'd do monster walks, and they'd work on legs. You would do a lot of planks, a lot of variation of the planks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they do variations with push-ups, try and get you to do proper forms of push-ups. Then they do challenges. Like every Sunday they do Sunday Fun Day, and I know like the trainers were good. And one of the trainers was named Melissa, and she did the workouts for the Canadian Reserves.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so it was so tough. So like one of our workouts was okay, let's try and do 100 push-ups in 7 minutes, sort of thing.
Whew.
Oh, boom, 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 yeah, which was death. But when you're first starting out, it was a challenge. So
Yeah.
um, they do things like that. They would do like 40 seconds hard, 20 seconds off, 40 seconds hard, 20 seconds off. I don't know all the names for them. They have names in that.
Tabata.
Yeah, Tabata. That's
There
the
you go. Yeah.
yeah. So that they would do sandbag pulls. They had a lot of sandbag
Sleds.
exercises as well. Yep.
Sleds as
They didn't
well.
really have a sled per se with the weights on it that you push and pull. They would hook up the battle ropes and stuff like that to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pull it, and and they make it fun. They do like relays at the end, wall sits.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
where they like to do what they call a finisher. They usually get everybody to do a wall sit, and then you'd have to do like a circuit with doing something, like whether it's a crawl or something like that. We used to do bear crawls, and
Yep.
I remember one time that they hooked something onto my waist when I was doing it, and he's like, "Oh, come on!" And
Is it the
so
band and they were like pulling you back?
yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I pulled I knocked him off his feet when he was doing it. He's like, "Okay, I'm not doing that again with you." So yeah, because I find like competitiveness in me, takes over sometimes. So if somebody's trying to hold me back, I want to beat them, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
anytime he challenged me, it was good. I remember the one class I had, I was by myself. So he goes, "Okay, let's scrap what we did today with the groups." He goes, "I'm just going to give you your own workout." And he did just squats with
Yep.
bar. He elevated the weight every time. He
Okay.
made me sit my ass on a box. So
And make you explode
yeah,
out.
yeah, and then get up to it. But he put weight on it, so four reps, I was dead. And then I had to do walking lunges with press, like a dumbbell press, and then I did power, like I did curls, flies. I'm
Flies.
forgetting
Yeah.
the names. Yeah, so I did flies with the press, and then all I remember is he goes, "Okay, you're gonna do tries." So it was resistant bands tries from the thing. I'm like, okay, this is easy. And then he goes, "Then I want you to go down and try and do as many push-ups as you can in 30 seconds."
Yeah.
And I went down, and I almost fell on my face. I couldn't do
Yeah.
this
You
anymore.
couldn't go up.
Yeah, I was like, so. But the next day, it was the first time in a long time my body was sore, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you!" It was my whole body, my arms, my back, my legs, everything. And normally it took the first day wasn't too bad. The second day was really bad, and then
Yeah.
and he added a bonus third day. So I was like, "Come on!" So, but yeah, so it was fun. The training, and he loved pushing me with weights and stuff like that. So I got up, pretty quickly in how much I could do over the course of time. So I was getting a lot stronger. So
I think you
it,
fed off of it too, man, because your
yeah,
athletic background is, as an athlete myself too, man, we don't do well with, just being okay. If
yeah,
we get a challenge and we see like we can push further, we're going to keep pushing further. So
yep,
I think you definitely got pushed as far as you probably can go. Maybe you can probably go a little bit further, but you obviously, it comes in levels. Like you can't bite it all off at the same time. You have to go in levels and stages, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he fed off that. Like if we were doing the competitions and somebody was beating me, he'd be all over me.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, come on, just one more, and then so it was good. Like he pushed you in a way that you didn't feel bad about yourself. You felt really good about it, and it was always positive. So the trainers there were great, and
That's good.
so it was
Are
fun.
they still around, or what's their case?
Well, they've been up and down. They went to do virtual,
Yeah.
so they were doing that, and I guess in Zoom meetings. There's on Zoom, and they're posting it on Facebook and YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
I tried doing that. I tried setting up the basements. Just it's not
It's
the
not the same.
same. And trying to do stuff on a concrete floor sort of thing is not the most comfortable. Yeah, so we did it a few times. I had the luxury of having a projector, so we projected it on the wall, so it was
Nice.
easy for me and my wife. We tried to do it at the same time,
Nice.
and it just didn't work. And I mean, you have to clean up the basement before because the kids use it at night or during the day, and it's just a pain in the butt. So
Yeah, I get it.
it's is what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get back, and when they've opened up, like the first little while, I just wanted to make sure everything was safe and stuff like that. And as when you opened up the store for the first time, you wanted to make sure everything was right.
Of course.
So I wanted to give them a few weeks, and it was trying to find the time then because I was doing different jobs. I was in Cambridge and things like that, so I couldn't find the time.
You're definitely running around, man, because you're basically doing whatever Tommy told you.
Yeah. So I had time issues, and then finally when I got settled back, now we're shut down again. And then they actually had some cases, so they had to shut it down for a bit and make sure everything was safe for everybody. Now they've adjusted everything what they're doing, and they're back open again. So, but trying to find the time, like getting the times when I actually like to work out, or that are conducive to what I'm doing, it's tough. So
yeah,
we'll see. So
I think the reality.
The numbers. Sorry, they might not. Once they be able to get the class size up again, it might be a little bit easier. So
yeah. I think the reality of gym times right now. So I don't know how much. That's more of like a class. Yeah. I'm still with Good Life Fitness. I just actually came from a workout, dude. It's absolutely impossible trying to book 1 hour appointments to have your slot, because at midnight, I'm not even joking you, like 2 or 3 minutes after midnight, every time slot in my entire area is gone.
Yeah.
So people in like the Toronto, Peel region, like everyone's trying to come to York because it's like one of the closest to the cities, and we're just getting smashed right now. So luckily no cases out of the gym, but just trying to get to a gym is impossible. It sucks.
Yeah. So,
but it's 2020.
I try and find different things now. Like I walk the dog, and obviously my job at Pickering is a lot more walking there. So I do a lot of walking every day. And I play with the dog. We try and get into the park and do some running with him and that. I want to get him a little bit more trained, and maybe I'll start jogging, so to see how that goes.
Yep.
And then we'll see.
That's tough,
man. I want to try and do something, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sports still not. There's no baseball yet. Our hockey started and then we shut down. So hockey was a big change too. Once it opened up, it was a lot more cardio esque when they started, because there was fewer people and more skating. That was the other big change I had when I noticed when I was playing. Like when I lost all the weight, I was
massive difference, right?
Skated a lot better. I actually probably had my 2 most productive years playing hockey in the last 15. So
you're probably just so much sharper on the ice.
Yeah. And I'm still playing against 21-year-olds and things like that. So when you're able to keep up with them, it's nice. So
it's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So also you worked out. You started talking and saying that you're using protein shakes. Did you have a bad one? You said that your wife gave you at the beginning. Did you change it? Did you what has been your recovery method?
Yeah, of course I found one that tastes like ice cream. So
nice.
So
vanilla ice cream, I guess.
Yeah, soft serve. They actually call it soft serve vanilla.
Nice.
So I tried different ones with that. So I like the vanilla. Chocolate's okay. I tried mint chip and stuff like that, and just didn't taste. So I just stick with the plain vanilla, just like my ice cream and my cake. So I I say that, and there's a cake right behind right behind my iPad that my daughter had yesterday. So
It's all good, man. Don't worry.
yeah.
Look,
So,
look, you know what? Honestly, this whole podcast and this whole like lifestyle, it's not about being perfect 100% of the time. You can't be. Like, you have
yeah,
to indulge. I had pumpkin pie last night, man. Like, I don't care. Like, we burn these calories. We are on this
exactly.
light. We're on this earth for a certain amount of time. Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Just
and
enjoy it.
that's what I do. So one thing I was out and go from there. All right, and hopefully I
Yep.
get back to burning a lot more, so I can get a little non-soft for my daughter. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So,
So you said
but that's the one thing, you make things, do things that make you happy, and it makes it a lot easier, right? Like if you're feeling that it's a burden to do something, you're not going to want to do it.
yeah, it's
And
just not fun.
that's where I got to. Like I enjoyed going to it, and like because it was the atmosphere, it was the challenge, I seemed to be pretty good at it, and it was working, and it allowed me to sort of continue my lifestyle the way it was. So, and just modify it, and it makes it a lot easier. So like, and the changes in my body, made my life easier. Like I was doing more stuff around the house. My sports was a lot better, even golf.
Yeah.
I could torque a lot more, hit the ball a lot farther again. So,
Did you golf a lot this year, or what was your case with
oh yeah, I
this?
golfed a fair amount this year.
How many
So
rounds do you think you hit this year?
this year, I probably got up to 10,
Okay.
which is, I usually get that's a lot for me. I usually get one, maybe two. Like it's usually a tournament here, a tournament there, and that's it.
Nice.
Right. So, actually, no. I guess. Oh no, maybe 15 because we do a year end. We do a year-end Ryder Cup where I get pretty much 6 rounds in a weekend. So,
Nice.
but yeah, no, it makes it a lot easier. Except I'll never walk a course again. Still,
Really?
even in shape or not, it's just not as fun walking the course with the bag and everything. So, by about the 15th, 16th hole, up and down the hills, and when you're not as accurate and you're having to walk all over the place, it's not fun.
I
So,
don't know if you talked to Nadeem a lot, but the two of us have been golfing a ton this year. So
yeah,
I think I had 40 rounds in this year. I think he got around 60 rounds this year. And
yeah.
his cousin that I golf with this year as well, too. He got in 102 rounds of golf this
Yeah.
year.
Wow. Yeah, we had one of our guys in our ball team did about that. So
It's
yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah. So and I have a
Is,
golf course right beside my house that I haven't even golfed at yet. So
if you don't mind me asking, which course?
Bloomington Downs.
Oh, okay. That's right beside
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So
like Nadeem's hometown right there.
yeah. So and we golfed. Some of the managers we took. We did like every other week. We golfed. So we went up to Lindsay. We did place in Pickering. So it was just we did a different course every week. So
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
So,
Your recovery protein shakes, did you try anything else afterwards when you were in that death chair? Or did you just kind
no,
of,
that was just about it.
that was it?
I had the protein shake, and that was about it. I'll stretch. So they started doing stretching classes and stuff like that. That I tried a few times just to. I'm a big guy. I'm not as flexible.
Did you
So
notice a difference though when you took those classes?
yeah, I started to. Yeah, I can stretch. Like one of the big things that was my arms from baseball. I had one bad shoulder, so
Okay.
didn't have a lot of mobility. And the one of our trainers that worked there for a little bit, he did a lot of kinesiology and stuff like that. So he got me going on the ground and touching my hands behind my back. And at first I could not even come close, but at the end I could do it, and it just helped me with my range of motion. So. My legs a little bit different story. I don't know if I'll ever get flexibility in those, but because my hip's really bad. But we'll see.
Cool. Did you adopt anything afterwards, like that you have to do like every single day? So is like there a specific stretch you wake up to, or is there like a practice that you have? I know you said you started drinking a lot of more water.
Yeah, I the biggest change when I rolled out of bed I had the other thing that so I guess I had a health scare. So I had a vertigo attack, which I thought
Ooh.
was a stroke. So because I've never had
Almost
one.
similar symptoms too.
Yeah, and a ride to the hospital in an ambulance and sitting in the hospital for a bit. woke up some eyes. So after that, I had every test. Like I had hearing, eyesight, because they were trying to figure out what was going on. I had sleep tests. So as I was doing this, I had the sleep apnea machine. So once I lost the weight, I stopped using it and stopped snoring. So that's a
Good.
benefit of it too.
Yep. Sleeping better.
Yeah, I was sleeping better. So I had all those tests, and that's another reason why I started doing what I was doing too. So,
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Any health scare can definitely put a shock
yeah,
into someone's system. Kind of like change your lifestyle because obviously something didn't work well for you, and that's your body responding to it to say, you
yeah,
know what, you got to make a change somewhere.
yeah, exactly.
So it's a good thing you did, man. It's a good thing you did.
Yeah, well,
Do you
it was
miss the
nice.
gym?
You know what? I missed it a lot. Right?
I know.
It's it's tough. Like I get home and there's there's not a lot to do. We've cleaned the house up a few times. I found like I went and helped my in-laws clean out their garage, so that was a couple good weekends of working out, lifting all
Yeah.
their stuff. Um, but I come home and I walk the dog. That's my fitness for the day now, and I'll play around with them and play fight with them. I try and do stretches with them while I'm playing with them. So I'll do like hip bridges and stuff like that, get them to go underneath me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's you'd be surprised and what you learn when you're doing the gym and stuff like that. It helps me in my job too, because all those little things that I'm like we sell that I'm like, what the hell is this for? Now, yesterday I was talking to somebody and I said, oh, you could use this and this for this and.
So you're not just working in the hockey and baseball department now. You're actually
I
walking
work
into
the
team sports and
exercise a
exercise,
little
right?
bit, yeah. So,
Yeah, nice.
so it helps out. So, but, I do miss it a lot, and I miss the people, and it's just the routine. I'm a routine type sort of guy, so it all helps out. It makes it a lot easier when you're consistently doing stuff all
Just
the time.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the podcast is also based on a lot of things that we try to recommend to listeners and people that want to watch this podcast. So for someone that's kind of lived the big side of life, and I was there too as well, man. My biggest was 265. That shocked the hell out of me. And like you said, like once you put on a double XL shirt, you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror anymore, right? Like it's a tough feeling. So we were on the big side of it. Obviously, you made a significant change in your lifestyle, and there was a lot of things that you had to learn along the way. This podcast is bringing a lot of those lessons that we learned to light and hoping that we can help and motivate others to do that. So over the course of this time, over these 3 years that you've been working out, can you give the listeners, 3 kind of solid things that you kind of believe in, 3 solid things that you live with that could help either a beginner or someone that's an intermediate kind of person that's working out that just needs help? We're all kind of struggling. It's 2020, so everyone's definitely, struggling to some degree. But for someone that wants to make a lifestyle change like you did, obviously there's something that you had to do that, like, you strive by and that you live by. So if you can give the listeners like 3 solid things that you can like live with, that'd be great.
Yeah. When I find the thing that will motivate you, right? Because once you have something that will motivate you, that'll get you started.
Yeah.
That'll crack the egg open. And once you crack the egg open, it's a lot easier to make the omelet. So, you get yourself going and push through it, because it's like I said, the first 2 weeks were really tough for me, but I kept pushing because I looked at my family every day and how well they were so proud of me how I was doing it. They helped push me, and it helped that I was going with my wife too.
Yeah,
And you
for
can do
sure.
stuff like that's even better, because that's quality time with people even if it's a friend. Like it's I met my daughter's teacher at the same gym. I happened to go at a random different time, and she was working out. She said, "Oh, you work out here?" I'm like, "Yeah." So find motivation that's true and genuine, so that way you'll stick with it, and don't get caught up. Like if you're starting, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3, it could be 4. Just stick with it, because eventually you'll break through, and it'll stop being hard. It'll become easy,
Yeah.
and once you get to the point where it's easy, it's very easy to keep going with it, and you'll sort of see the changes. Once I got through that, then I realized, don't get caught up on numbers. Get caught up on how you feel and how you look at yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Like I looked in the mirror and I was like, I like what I see now. I like the fact that I'm smaller, and
You like the fact that you have to buy smaller clothes.
Yeah, I like the fact that I can buy smaller clothes and not worry about it. And after that, it's just trying to find the thing that keeps going. You don't try and change things. Like something makes you happy, like if eating something makes you happy, don't try and cut it out. Because if you do stuff that makes you unhappy, you're not going to want to do it, and you won't stick with it. And that's what I did. Like I like to eat. You've seen me. You've seen what I eat and how much I eat. So I like to eat, but all that did was force me. I used that to make myself work harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I work, and that helped me work more. Because it's funny, like they have smart watches. The guy at the gym always used me as the example because how much did you burn today, right? So he used me as the barometer for everybody else because I still burn a lot of calories when I'm doing stuff. So, so I use that to push harder. So I'm like, I want to have a donut, let's do a few extra things. So you can use it as a motivation, even though it's not a good thing for you.
Yeah.
Right? But, you find that balance, and it makes it a lot easier. So
For sure.
Yeah.
Was that hard, man? That wasn't that hard, was it?
No. I was trying to, as we were getting ready for it, I'm like, okay, what's he going to ask me? So I was like, okay, make sure you remember this, make sure you remember that. Yeah. I still can't remember the name of the apparatus I have in my basement.
Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry.
So, but, it was easy. So
Yeah,
I don't mind telling my story. I've told it, because people ask you, you look, when they see you for the first time in a while, they're like, oh, you lost a lot of weight. And what happened? I got proud of telling the story. It wasn't something that I was shy to tell, right? Because
no, it's a big accomplishment, and you should definitely be proud to tell that story.
Yeah.
And I think when someone goes through that story, it's obviously changing for you to obviously feel that change and go through that entire experience yourself. But you feel even more proud to share that with someone, because if someone's struggling through something as well, you want them to feel that that same gratification you had in making that significant change. So I similarly enjoy my story as well too, and I'll share that with people. But I think when we work together, and I've seen you from time to time, we try to keep it professional, especially since I only see you maybe like once every 2-3 years if we're lucky because of the meetings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one time I saw you, I didn't even bother asking you because like I knew something changed. Like it's not like you just dropped the Coke and that's how you got better. Like there was something significantly different that got better.
Yeah.
So honestly, man,
daughter eyes.
40 pounds, man, that's a hell of a good number. And I think what you said earlier too is extremely important. It's not about the number. It's how you wake up and how you feel in the morning and how you're able to get through your day. Like, do you have enough energy to get through, a work day and still go play with the girls, or are you like dead at the end of your shift?
No, I still Pickering's having a little bit different story because of the concrete and the amount of walking on concrete. But I probably have to go through a few more sets of shoes now. But I still come home and I still play with the dog. I still play with the kids.
It's good.
Unfortunately, my youngest daughter likes to play video games, so
that's okay.
I get to do that with her. So
that's okay.
Then I play with it after she goes to bed. But
are you a Xbox or a PS4 or PS5 kind of guy?
PS4.
PS4.
Hopefully my wife's into a PS5, but yeah, that'll be a tough sell.
Are you the guy online on the headset talking and chirping kids?
I don't chirp the kids. No, I turn that stuff off. So I'm the guy that they shoot and I killed that guy. So, but,
do you go online and talk with like headsets and Bluetooths and all that?
Yeah. I started with some of the employees at one of the stores and just played with them just for fun, just to have some fun, and because when there was nothing to do, there was nothing to do. You're looking for something to do. So
yeah,
what I sort of picked up on and played with it now. And now I play with the guys from work. I play with the guys on the ball team. So
nice.
So, that's a little fun. My wife doesn't like it sometimes because I spend too much time down there, but it gives me some competitive things to do to fill the gaps from those sports. So
yeah. When we were closed, Nadeem and I, we hooked up because Nadeem got off of Fortnite for a while, and then he got me into Fortnite. And dude, we were playing like Fortnite up until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It was crazy, dude.
Yep, I know.
Crazy.
Me too.
Dude, and I used to. What was your game? What was your game of choice?
I'm playing Call of Duty, so.
Oh man, Call of Duty, Nadeem and I, we used to smash that game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but honestly, dude, if we get stuck in front of a TV for 2, 3, 4 hours, I can't afford to lose 2, 3, 4 hours of my life right now, man. I can't.
yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
I'm sure
we're
you.
doing this. This is a long time, right? So,
Yeah.
this is good. It's a good thing that you're doing. So, should promote it
Um.
a little bit with the guys. So,
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's good to communicate with everybody. It's good to hear their story, and honestly, it's good to motivate other people that are listening to this podcast, and
yeah,
hopefully can learn something from this. I want everyone to kind of learn something because 2020 has been a year of fear, and maybe I don't want to get outside, and maybe I don't want to work out because it's not safe to go outside.
yeah,
Honestly, guys, go outside and run. Go to the gym. Go get a workout. Like it's perfectly fine
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, I'm getting. He's
Milo?
telling me that I haven't fed him yet.
Oh, it's okay, man. I'll let you to it. I'll let you to it.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast, man.
No
I'll post this up pretty soon. We're gonna do some edits and chops to like the audio and take care of all of that. But
Make my face look good.
yeah, I'll blow it up for the whole screen if you like. Want to do
No.
that? Honestly, this is my first Zoom podcast recording. So I'm just looking at my screen right now, and it's saying that it's gonna hopefully it better save this, or else I'll be pretty pissed.
Hey, if it doesn't work out, I'll gladly do it again. No problem.
Yeah, just it better work out, or else I'll be pretty pissed. But yeah, thanks for doing the podcast, man. It's been a fun venture for me. It's better than kind of like you said, like playing video games for 4 or 5, 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a creative, fun project for me, man.
Good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good setup too.
Well, dude, I wanted you to come and see the full setup.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted you to come see the full setup. You follow me on Instagram, right? I think I just saw you follow me.
I do now. Yeah. So.
If you follow my my podcast tag or my podcast profile, you'll see my setup. So you'll see the desk setup I would have had for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with these Raptor flags. They're not really health and fitness, oriented.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what to do with those.
So.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again, man.
No problem, sir.